Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This time we're going to be talking about what to expect from Star Wars Celebration. Star Wars Celebration is coming up in just a few months. Japan is the host for this year's Star Wars Celebration. I'm really excited because it's always a fun time, and just to see all of the announcements and all of the hype that this builds whenever it happens, it's just fun, you know? Lucasfilm usually saves a lot of their announcements, trailers, and general hype buildup for projects for Star Wars Celebration. And I'm expecting this year to be a big one because there isn't a whole lot going on right now. We don't have a lot of Star Wars content slated to come this year. So I feel like they're going to really set the table for what to expect for the next few years, get people hyped, get people excited. So let's dive into what I think we're going to see. First up, The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is coming next year, 2026. I fully expect us to get a lot of material at Star Wars Celebration. I think we'll get a trailer. I probably think they'll have some of the cast members there talking about the movie. Might get a little better idea of what the actual plot is. Might get some more behind the scenes photos, but I do feel like this being their next big Star Wars movie coming out to theaters, the first one in a long time, I feel like they're going to really push this project and get the hype going, considering that we're just about a year away from this thing releasing. Fingers crossed there aren't any delays or anything, as Lucasfilm has been known to do. Next up, I expect us to get some information for Ahsoka Season 2. Maybe a trailer, although I wouldn't super count on it. If anything, it would probably be a relatively minor teaser trailer, but I expect they'll introduce the cast. They will have a lot of information to give on this. I feel like this is a pretty hyped sequel to the Ahsoka series. It's one of the few active live action series that are in production at Disney. So they're definitely going to cover it. Rosario Dawson is probably going to have a whole panel talking about it. And I definitely think there will be a lot from Ahsoka Season 2 at Star Wars Celebration. Next, we have Andor Season 2. Now, this one is interesting because this show is premiering right after Star Wars Celebration. So, obviously, they're not going to spend a ton of time talking about a show that is literally just coming out. Instead, I think they're going to show you. I believe that they will probably premiere the first couple of episodes at Celebration. With it being so close to the release date, would be a great way to build up hype for the season and get people bought into watching it once it hits on Disney Plus. So that's what I'm expecting from Andor. We know that there is a part 3 to Star Wars Visions coming. I imagine we'll get some announcement about that. Maybe a trailer, maybe some stills, maybe an official release window. Either way, they love talking about the Visions crossover with the Japanese animation studios. They love bringing that up at Celebration. It's a really good time for it too, especially with it being in Japan this year. I imagine they're really going to be hype about the Star Wars Visions. So I expect to see something from that, which I'm excited for. I enjoyed the first couple of seasons. Hope they continue it in season 3. Now, I have a placeholder image here of the Bad Batch, but as we know, that series has ended. However, I do think we will get an announcement for the next main Star Wars animated series. I am highly doubtful that they are totally done with the Star Wars animated shows, as they pretty continuously run from the Clone Wars to Rebels, Bad Batch. I'm fully expecting us to get some type of animated series. Don't know what time period or what it could entail. Although the introduction of Asajj Ventress in season 3 of The Bad Batch kind of leads me to believe that we could be getting a show with her involved somehow. They clearly brought her back for a reason. A lot of people are speculating it could be a show about the Jedi path. We'll find out. Speaking of Star Wars animation, I think we will get a third part to the Tales series, and that is the Tales of the Jedi, which was the first season, and then Tales of the Empire. I think we will get a third one. I do not know what it will be. My guess, a really good one would be Tales of the Sith or Tales of the Bounty Hunters. Would be a great opportunity to tell some stories with some really good characters. Just imagine if they did a Tales of the Sith and did a story with the young Palpatine or some of the old Republic Sith. That would be amazing. I just hope they go back to the way Tales of the Jedi was, because Tales of the Empire really wasn't great. I really didn't enjoy it. That one was not well received by many fans. So hopefully they course correct, go back to what made that first series really good. Back onto the movie front, we might get an announcement or something about the Ray movie. Every report that's been coming out is that this film is in development hell. They keep changing writers. Daisy Ridley is insistent that she's part of the plan and knows what's going on, but in reality, I don't know how far away they are from actually having a completed script for this movie. They may announce a title if they are that far along in development, but it's going to be truly a while before we really know what's going on with this, or if it's even going to happen at all, honestly. But time will tell. But I expect them to at least have some announcement about this project. The other project I expect them to bring up is the James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi movie. We do know that that movie has had a much smoother course as far as the writing and general direction of it. Everything seems to point to this movie actually happening, so maybe we'll get an official title. Hopefully, something a little more creative than Dawn of the Jedi, but we'll see what they decide to do. I'm a little bit wary of this one because James Mangold is kind of a mixed bag when it comes to his films. Hopefully, they don't mess it up, but we'll see what happens. As far as the Dave Filoni movie that is expected to come in a few years, I actually don't think we will hear too much about this one. Reports coming out are that they are really hinging this movie on how successful The Mandalorian and Grogu is. And if The Mandalorian and Grogu is not the success that they're hoping it to be, it's possible that Filoni's Mandoverse finale film will probably be converted into a series. We'll see what happens there. On the gaming front, we might get hit with a surprise or an unannounced game, but I do think we'll get something for the third of the Jedi series, starting with Jedi Fallen Order and then Jedi Survivor, and then the third in that installment. I expect us to get a title, if nothing else. Don't know how far along they are in development to where we might get an early trailer or something like that, but to get a title would be nice, or at least a general idea of where the story is going. It's a really good game series, and I'm really excited for this. So, definitely hoping we get something about this at Celebration. Can't wait to see what the third one is like. And that's pretty much all I expect. I do think there'll be surprises because there's always unexpected announcements that didn't get leaked or come out of left field. Hopefully, they're pleasant surprises. But there is a lot of pressure on Lucasfilm to really get this celebration right with their announcements. The fans are a little bit wary because it's been a rough year for Star Wars with everything with the Acolyte and the Skeleton Crew's viewership numbers. Fans are starting to check out a little bit, so Lucasfilm really needs to nail this. They've really got to get the hype and excitement back. We will see if they can do it, but until then, just gonna have to speculate. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know if you're excited for Star Wars Celebration. Even better, let me know if you're going. if you're in Japan or planning on making a trip, that's going to be really cool. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the content. And as always, may the force be with you. Now let's blow up that like button and go home.